20 signs that you could be dealing with a fragile, vulnerable, covert narcissist. Now, when it comes to dealing with narcissistic people, most narcissists are extremely fragile. Why they can rage out at you or fall silent on you over seemingly nothing, leaving you questioning what you've done to upset them. However, some narcissistic people will go more towards the grandiose image that nothing bothers them, nothing affects them, with that charismatic charm, and that everything is your fault. Other narcissistic people can play more towards the vulnerability side to gain sympathetic attention. The worries me that nothing ever works out in their favour. However, they are going to use this to exploit your compassion so that they can get their needs met by you. When it comes to dealing with vulnerable narcissists, people can have lived through some form of tragedy. Life's not easy. We can all be a victim of abuse, the victim of fraud. We can all have lost a loved one. Life can be hard. Things happen. Life comes along, crumples you up and throws you back out. And when it hits hard. People do have vulnerabilities. People do have insecurities. People make mistakes. People can have been a victim. People can be victimised. People can look for justice, which a narcissist will claim people are seeking revenge. Revenge is to hurt another. Justice is to have peace restored, see a wrong done to another being righted. Seeing that someone faces consequences for their actions of how they've mistreated another person. When someone has lied to you, cheated on you, hurt you, provoked you, humiliated you, it's normal to have feelings such as anger and resentment. It's normal to feel frustrated. It's normal to feel vulnerable. Some people want to keep quiet, others want to speak out. However, people who choose to handle these, it is an individual choice to that individual person. A vulnerable narcissist will use their vulnerabilities to exploit others to get their needs met. A narcissist will also use the other person's vulnerabilities against them to exploit that person. A narcissist often lacks the ability to take responsibility for their behaviour or feel empathy for how their behaviour affects their loved ones. As a narcissist can seldom control their own emotions, they seek to control other people's so that they don't feel like they're the issue. So they find a scapegoat to blame. As a narcissist rarely to never takes responsibility for their behaviour, they seek to control another's behaviour. As they are insincere, they use other people's sincerity against them to serve the narcissist. The 9 criteria, of which someone would need at least 5 to be classed as having the disorder, are a sense of entitlement, wanting things their own way, envious of others, believing others are envious of them, a lack of empathy towards others, exploitative behaviour, arrogant and haunted behaviour, unpleasantly proud of their own inadequacies, a belief they are special, that sense of superiority, requires excessive attention, be it the adoration from the grandiose narcissist to the sympathy for the fragile narcissist. Grandiose, look at how great I am, or everyone come and support me. Preoccupation with their ideal, whatever that ideal is to that individual narcissist. 20 signs of vulnerable narcissism. 1. The quiet, calm, shy, introverted. They provoke someone into reacting and then play the worries me victim, claiming that they don't want to fuss, yet make sure that everyone knows how someone has treated them. They'll just take no responsibility for the part they played. 2. Playing the victim so well, and they play the victim so well because the narcissist has rewritten history to escape accountability, making out the other person to be the villain, thus believing they themselves are the victim. As a narcissist doesn't take responsibility for their behaviour, they blame others for any mistakes they make, therefore their lies become their truths, which become their beliefs. If it wasn't for them, if only they hadn't, and they sell themselves and others that story so well, it becomes their subconscious thought process. It becomes the narcissist reality. 3. Blame shifting. They will not take responsibility for their behaviour. They'll always find a scapegoat to blame for their behaviour. 4. Provoking arguments. When narcissists don't get what they want, they'll create an atmosphere. Yet they'll still be playing the victim with, I don't want to argue with you. Why do you always have to cause an argument? When all you want to do is talk to them about everyday things. However, narcissistic people aren't interested in talking to you unless they can get something from you or use something against you. 5. Damaging property. They might smash plates, punch walls and doors, yet when asked to that narcissist, it'll be a case of, if you hadn't, I wouldn't. Someone who does this through reactive abuse would be blaming themselves. A narcissist is always looking for another to blame. Projection. The narcissist defense mechanism, taking their unwanted traits, behaviours or emotions and passing them on to those around them. This is when they'll come at you saying you're too sensitive, you're jealous, you're insecure, you have trust issues, often after provoking those feelings within you, emotionally manipulating you so that they can blame you and feel better about themselves. 7. Gaslighting, distorting someone's reality into losing their sanity, so you doubt who you are or what you've done and give the benefit of the doubt to the very person causing those doubts within you. With the help of the narcissist words, the real victim doubts and blames themselves, while the narcissist avoids any consequences for their actions. A narcissist wants you to think what you see, heard or feel you don't see, hear or feel, or they want you to think what you didn't see, hear or feel you do see, hear or feel. 8. Act like they're listening to you, but they're only listening to what they can use against you, or they can zone out while looking like they were paying attention. When you bring it up later, they'll claim, you never said that, you never told them that, which gets you into those circular arguments with them. A narcissist will leave out information to cause intrigue, to then say to you, I told you last week, you must be losing your mind. And as we know we told them something and they don't remember, we give them the benefit of the doubt and believe they told us. 9. Extremely negative. When you've achieved something, it's nothing to compare to what they've achieved. When you've had a bad day, theirs has always been far worse. The fragile narcissist is very woe is me and the whole world is against me. 10. Highly sensitive to criticism. It doesn't take much for them to sulk or pity play. You can just be giving them genuine feedback to try and help them out, and they are going to take offence to this. 11. Holds grudges. They expect people to blame themselves and forget what the narcissist has done. However, a narcissist will not forgive another. They will hold grudges towards others for the things that the narcissist actually did to others. Even if the other person didn't do anything, a narcissist will hold a grudge. You can just have a different opinion, and a narcissist will not forgive. 12. Substance abuse. Not all, but most narcissists have some form of addiction. Drugs, alcohol, gambling, sex, porn, cheating. However, where a grandiose narcissist might gloat about the amount of alcohol they consume and be unpleasantly proud of it, a vulnerable will play the victim and use their addictions to gain sympathetic attention, to gain support, with no intentions of changing. 13. False promises. A narcissist will promise to change, but they rarely do, only temporary if it meets a need of their own. I'll change with your help. The vulnerable narcissist will use depression against you, so you fear what they might do if you were to leave them. They might promise things in the future to get their needs met in the present. Then, when the future inevitably arrives, the narcissist will claim, I never said that. You must be imagining things. If only you'd. 14. Pity plays. To gain sympathetic attention. To guilt trip others into feeling obligated into helping the narcissist. 15. Lazy. Unable to hold down a steady job, or even if they do have a job, they expect others to take care of them. They do the bare minimum. They put the bare minimum effort in, yet they expect those around them to put the maximum effort in towards the narcissist. 16, those double standards. They can make jokes at your expense. However, you're not allowed to make jokes at their expense. They get to control reality. You don't. When they're angry, it's because they're right. When you're angry, it's because you're crazy. They don't have to be grateful for you, but you must express eternal gratitude to them. They can ignore you, but you shouldn't ignore them. The whole do as I say and not as I do. 17, passive aggressive. A vulnerable narcissist will sulk and they will fall silent. Vulnerable narcissists will come at you claiming, you shouldn't push my buttons. You know what I'm like. You get on my last nerve. 18, temper tantrums. Narcissistic people can throw some of the most toddler-like tantrums in adults' bodies. They can have eaten your last bit of chocolate and they'll have it smeared around their mouth, and they will sit there and deny all knowledge of ever touching it or claim that you let them have it. They can rage out at you when they don't get what they want. When they suffer a narcissistic injury, they will blow out of all proportion to the given situation. 19, the silent treatment, as they sulk about not getting their own way. The narcissist silent treatment is passive-aggressive manipulation to distort your reality so they can feel superior, gain further control over you. The silent treatment is a form of manipulation a narcissist uses to punish and control others. The fragile narcissist silence is their refusal to communicate. It's when a narcissist will completely ignore someone because the narcissist feels contempt due to the personality characteristics of a belief they are special, entitlement, envious, preoccupied with self. Narcissists feel superior and that others are beneath them. A narcissist will deploy the silent treatment to avoid taking responsibility, to avoid discussing things, to evade consequences, to punish those around them, to break down people's boundaries. The silent treatment is coercive controlling behaviour. It's a form of psychological manipulation. 20, guilt tripping. Narcissistic people will go all out to manipulate you, to use your emotions against you. And one way they do this is by making you feel guilty so that they can get their own needs met. When a vulnerable narcissist isn't getting what they believe they're entitled to, they will guilt trip you with, if you loved me, you would. After all I've done for you, to get you to feel bad for saying no to them. The only people who don't respect your boundaries are those who benefit from you having none. If anyone has any signs they noticed of a fragile, vulnerable narcissist behaviour, please do add those into the comments. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you're looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.